If you are wondering to yourself, I wonder how the real estate market is doing right now, this video is for you. I'm going to share with you what has happened in the last month in Pasadena and the surrounding greater Los Angeles area. And I'm also going to give you my predictions and expectations for the next few months going forward. Before I jump into the numbers, my one request is that you would please take note of my phone number, which is in the description, and send me a text message at the end of this video so that I can help you position yourself to either buy or sell in the Pasadena and greater Los Angeles area. Let's jump in. Okay, so first of all, I always like to look at new listings in the area. Now this is the whole Southern California market as a whole, but it's a pretty good representation of what we're seeing in Pasadena and the surrounding San Gabriel Valley area. New listings are on the seasonal decline. I say seasonal because you'll see the trend here. Every year we have more listings in the summer, less listings in the winter, more listings in the summer, less listings in the winter, etc. And you see this cyclicality, and we are on the cyclical trend now. Active listings have been on a general upward trajectory over the last 3 years with also the same cyclicality. Higher in the summer, lower in the winter, more in the summer, less in the winter, and we are on our seasonal decline now at the end of October, beginning of November. Now, the days active in the MLS measures how many days have listings been active on the market. How long is it taking to sell properties these days in Pasadena and beyond? Well, we do have an interesting trend, interesting development this month. Typically, you'll see a spike towards the end of the year when properties sit on the market longer, especially in 2022 when interest rates were spiking. And then in 2023, same thing. 2024, same thing. 2025, days on market were increasing. However, the last 2 months, the days on market have been frozen. And that is actually a pretty positive indicator. It means properties are not sitting on the market as long as they normally would. However, as I promised, my prediction is that this pause that we're experiencing at the end of the last 2 months here in 2025, this pause I am expecting to be similar to 2022, and we will resume our upward trend of properties on the market for longer toward the end of the year in the next couple months. People always say that summer is the best time to sell and this and that, but there are some nuances because you'll see the days on market typically start to drop dramatically in the very beginning of the year, and that's because demand is picking up. So my prediction is that the end of the year we'll see properties sitting on the market longer, and then at the beginning of the year we're going to see properties start to fly off the shelf, ones that have been sitting and new listings as well. Months of supply, similar story where the months of supply have been increasing over the last 3 years. However, it does have a little bit of a cyclicality as well. Price per square foot, also a very interesting cyclical phenomenon that not many people realize. In the beginning of the year through summer, prices typically increase, and then towards the end of the year, prices typically decrease. So you have increasing prices, decreasing prices, increasing prices, decreasing prices, increasing prices, decreasing, but with a pause. Now, what is that pause? That pause is what I like to say the back to school effect, because September, October this year, things really took, they stopped the trend, right? Like you see 2022, it was down to the end of the year. 2023, similar story with a little bump here. 2024, we did have a little bump in the same time. 2025, we also had a bump here again. It's the back to school effect. When people are trying to sell their homes in July and August, they're like, the summer is hot. My neighbor just sold their house in May and they got a ton of money for it. The problem is July and August, people are on vacation. It's hard to get buyers to show up at the same time and create that bidding war that everyone wants as a seller. And buyers are like, yeah, I'd love to see that house when I get back from my vacation in 2 weeks. What happens is it becomes more challenging to sell that home in the summer. And then when school is back in session, kids are back at school, it's easier for parents to look at stuff, to get back into routine, to look at a home after work, during a lunch break, maybe on the weekend, but it's just more of a routine. And so I think there's usually a little bit of a pickup. Then November, December, we have big holidays, the main ones being Thanksgiving and Christmas in this country. And so that puts things on hold again, which slows things down for sellers, but it does give a good opportunity for buyers. So if you're a buyer in this market, I really like the end of the year. And if you're a seller in this market, I really like using this time to prepare for the beginning of the year when things typically take off again. This year, Trump also announced his big, beautiful bill, which did add some tax incentives to people buying expensive real estate, which happens to be Pasadena and beyond. So I do think that has also given us a little bit of a tailwind here, as well as some of the other storms from the administration's announcements settling somewhat. So that's what's been happening recently. The percent of the last list price, meaning, how close did the property sell to the asking price, is hovering around 100% over the last couple months, which is nice, but it's below the original list price. So the original list price, somebody may have listed their property too high, initially thinking, well, last year my neighbor got this much for their house. Well, this year it's a little bit different. So when they listed it too high, they didn't get the offers they wanted. They lowered the price by an average of 2.5%, as you can see from this graph. And then they finally get the offers that they were looking for. Now, if you're buying in this market, what to expect from interest rates is found easily from Mortgage News Daily. This is what I use every day as my benchmark. I'm going to move my face over here. It quickly shows you in a graph where mortgage rates have been this year, in the last 5 years, or even forever. Look, they went up to 18% back in 1982. But in the last year, they have trended downward, which is good for us. Right now, we're hovering around 6.25. They do bounce around every time there's an announcement, like when the Fed lowers rates. They lowered rates last month during their meeting. Everyone thought they were going to lower the rates twice, and then they came back and backpedaled a little, and they're like, no, we're only lowering them once. And now they're like, oh, we're going to lower them again. And now they're like, but we're probably not going to lower them next year because we're going to see how the market goes. So they bounce up again. So they're always bouncing around. But right now, hovering around 6.25. So what does that mean for you if you were trying to buy a home? And or what does it mean for your buyers if you're trying to sell a home, so that you know what people are thinking or what kind of buyer might be out there and looking at your house? So in Pasadena, I'm using it as an example. We work all throughout the area along the 210 corridor, San Gabriel Valley, and beyond. I mean, we go to the west side, we go wherever we need to, Inland Empire, but we like to focus on Pasadena because our church, our community, our friends are here. So in Pasadena, if we were to take a quick cross-sectional look at Pasadena to see what you could buy in Pasadena. Here we go. I pulled up everything that's active in Pasadena right now. 164 homes on the market in Pasadena. I'm using it as an example, okay? So you can interpret this for your area or a nearby area, and I can still help you there. It would be my pleasure. But I'm using this as an example. In Pasadena, you can buy a home, a single-family home. I'm not including condos right now. Just single-family houses, detached single-family houses with a yard, okay? Not including condos or townhouses. You can buy a single-family house anywhere from $600,000 to up to $22 million. All right. So I'd love to sell you a $22 million house. That'd be my joy. Call me. But let's just go with the 80% out there. Okay. A starter home, 600 grand. Okay. It's 1,000 square feet. It's 2 bed, 1 bath. It's actually, I think, a pretty good deal. Oh no, this one is a fixer-upper. Sorry, bad example. This is the one I was trying to show you. $650,000 for a 600 square foot starter home, 1 bed, 1 bath, 2,700 square foot lot. It's not a big house, but it is clean and it's livable, okay? And it does have a backyard, so you can live there. This is a pretty cool example of a clean starter home for $650,000. And now I'm going to show you a couple other price points. I'm going to show you how much you have to make to buy each of these houses, okay? So hang with me for a minute. To buy a $900,000, I'm going to go 600, 900, 1.5, 2 million. Those are going to be the price points. 650 is a starter home right there. 900,000 is still considered a starter home in Pasadena, but a bigger, better starter home. So this one is 900 square feet, 6,000 square foot lot, so better yard space, 2 bed, 1 bath, $900,000 on San Marino Ave in Pasadena. Cool craftsman looking type house, okay? Nice property, okay? Nice, cute interior, nice, charming features, all right? It's a nice house. I could live here. If I could squeeze my family into a 2-bedroom house, I could live here, meaning it's livable. That's what I'm trying to say. So I know everybody wants to see the backyard. I'm going to skip through. Here we go. Got a patio, got a trellis, got a backyard, got a picnic table, got privacy hedges, and even has a little kid treehouse. See? It's a livable property for 900 grand. It just was listed 8 days ago and might even have a couple offers on it, especially with a nice address. So let's skip forward to a $1 million house, 975, Pasadena Glen. Okay, beautiful neighborhood, up in nature, up in the Kinaloa Mesa neighborhood of Pasadena. This is technically LA County with a Pasadena mailing address, but beautiful little hidden neighborhood, up in the trees, up in nature. Lots of wildlife and beautiful mature oak trees. This is a cute house. I think Evelyn has it. Okay, really nice house. Now, I gotta warn you, $975 for this house, probably gonna go over list price, okay? This is not expensive for a beautiful house in a beautiful neighborhood like Kinaloa Mesa. 2 bed, 2 bath, 1,300 square feet, $700 a foot on a 10,000 square foot lot. Been on the market 10 days. Expect that one to be popular. Now remember, I'm going to show you how much you have to make to buy each one of these houses and what the mortgage payments might look like. Now, for a $1.5 million house, I think this is the sweet spot for most middle-class families who want to move into Pasadena. 1.5 is the sweet spot. You can get a nice house in a nice neighborhood, as you'll see from this example at 2050 East Woodland, okay? Brigden Ranch, north of Casa Grande. I just sold a house like 2 doors down from this house to my client last month. This is a 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,800 square feet with 9,000 square foot lot, built in 1952. On the market 4 days, not very long, but let's look inside. Cute front yard, nice welcoming curb appeal. Look at that front living room, nicely staged, turnkey home. I'm gonna go through these pictures quickly, but I can send you this home if you send me an email or a text like I requested in the beginning. I'll be happy to send you the full listing and give you any details you need on it. Double wall oven, nice sink with a window looking out to the yard, double vanity. Look at this, frameless glass shower with a skylight. That's so cool. I would love to take showers with a skylight there. Detached tub, which looks jetted to me. It's a beautiful house, okay? That's the bottom line. It's a beautiful house. Let's get to the backyard. Ooh, look at that cool archway in the shower. That's fun. Lots of cool details. Perfect backyard. You got a patio. You got a patio set. You got green grass. You got stepping stones. You have a privacy hedge. You have walls, privacy fencing. It's great. And a detached garage with a nice long driveway. And even a storage shed next door, next to the garage, okay? Perfect house. You could live here forever. It's a 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,800 square feet for 1.5. This is the kind of product I would go for. I would recommend to most of my clients. If you have a higher budget and you want some cooler products, let's take a look-see down here. Here's one on Monte Vista for 1.9, Casa Grande neighborhood. It's a tiny bit close to the highway, I gotta warn you, but the house is phenomenal. It's a 2,000 square foot house, 3 bed, 3 bath, 7,500 square foot lot, 1932 English Tudor. Look at the inside of this house. How cool is this house? Look at the ceilings, the exposed wood. Look at the curb appeal with the beautiful hedge growing on the security fence and the nice high vaulted ceiling there. Really nice. Oh man, I love this. Okay, this property is so cool. Checkered floors, really vintage style, very attractive. Let's take a look at the backyard really quick. And then, okay, perfectly manicured backyard. All right, that's one example of a $2 million house, 1.9, not quite 2 million. Here's another example in Hastings Ranch, a very popular neighborhood, Hastings Ranch. This one's a little high up on the hill, but it's got a great park, okay? This park here right in the middle of Hastings Ranch, great neighborhood events, great community, golf course next door, good school system, okay? Hastings Ranch is very desirable. This is a 1.9 million ask, 4 bed, 3 bath, 2,200 square feet, 9,400 square foot lot, built in 1990. It's not even that old, and it's been on the market 39 days. Okay, this seller should be willing to discuss whatever you have in mind, if you know what I mean, okay? This is not like the first weekend with 10 offers. This is 39 days on the market. It's been on the market over a month. So why wouldn't we approach these people and see what we can do? If we like the house and they want to sell it to us, let's work out a deal. Look at this beautiful, large, open concept living room. Okay, family room behind it. And let's find the kitchen. Oh, large, open concept kitchen. Is there an island? Okay, no, it's like here we go. It's like a doorway between the kitchen and the living room. But it's cool. It's nice. Big, large primary bedroom with a floating vanity here, dual vanity. Huge, massive shower. Look at that shower. You have 2 shower heads, one on each side, and this massive area to stand with your significant other, and a tub inside with a window to your backyard. This place is awesome. So cool. You can get some little beamed ceiling over the bed there. Nice and interesting. Let's find the backyard, and then we'll move on to how much you have to make to buy these kind of homes. Beautiful backyard, got a patio there. I love it. All right, this is beautiful. So now we have Hastings Ranch. Okay, now you have options from $600 to $2 million. So I told you the interest rates are hovering around 6.25 right now. So what would it take to buy these houses at these different price points in Pasadena and beyond? At an $800,000 purchase price with 20% down, which is $160 down, at a 6.25 interest rate with 1.2% property taxes and $2,500 a year in home insurance and $200 a month. I put HOA, but it's really just utilities, okay? Your out-of-pocket's gonna be like $5,150, all right? A lender wants to see you making at least double your total debt. So $5,150 is just your housing payment, but if you have a car payment or a student loan payment of another $500 a month, you add $500, Okay. Now 5650 is your total debt obligation every month. The lender wants to see you making double that. So lender wants to see you making about 11,300 per month times 12 is about 135 a year. So if you and everyone else in your household who's applying for the loans, that could be you and your significant other, maybe your kids want to join you if they're older working kids, but maybe your parents want to co-sign with you if you guys are just getting established and you want some help from the parents. Everyone whose income goes on the loan, as long as it's over 135, you could buy an $800,000 house with 20% down. Now, a $1 million house, $63.75. That looks a little bit different, $63.75. Let's say you got the student loans or the car payment, $500 a month. Okay, times 2, $82,000. Did I do something wrong? I did. Sorry, $68.75 times 12, then times 2. So your lender wants to see you making about $165 to buy a $1 million house. Remember, this is everyone who's getting on the loan. It could be you, your significant other, parents, and kids. $1.2 million house. Let's go with 7644. And maybe at this income level, you don't have a car payment. Okay, so we'll go times 2. That's $15,000 a month times 12. They want to see you making $183, call it $185. If you and your significant other make $185 combined, you can buy a $1.2 million house. Now for $1.5 million house, $9,500 a month is the payment. $9,505 times 2 times 12, that's $228. The lender wants to see you and your spouse making, or you and your significant other, or whoever's going on the loan, at least $228 per year with a 20% down payment, which is $300,000. Now this could change. You change the down payment to 10%, like you got $150,000 saved up, and the interest rate, let's put it back to 6.25. Now the payment is 10.4. So 10.4 times 2 times 12 is $250. So if you make $250, you can buy a $1.5 million house, you and your significant other or whoever's going on the loan. That is how much you need to make to buy each of those houses. Now I'm going to give you a ninja trick. Ninja trick, how to figure this out so quick and so easy without even using a fancy mortgage calculator like I'm doing in front of you. If you look at these numbers, 250, okay, so 1.5 million divided by 250,000 is about 6. So if you take your income and multiply it by 6, you should be able to figure out roughly how much you can afford to buy, and then we can fine tune it with a lender when the time is right. So I hope these ninja tricks are helpful for you when it comes to buying. If it comes to selling, we do have some ninja tricks on how to position your property to the right buyers. We have special advertising, methods of advertising. We have special loan programs to incentivize buyers to bid more or to be more comfortable to make an offer. And we have some really intentional and hardworking methods that will get the word out. Postcards, flyers, direct letters, advertising, targeted advertising, phone calls, prospecting, neighborhood events. There's so many ways to get the word out and get the right buyer for your home. So if you're buying, I encourage you to reach out to me so that I can help you navigate what's available to you and how to negotiate the best deal possible. And if you're selling, I encourage you to reach out to me so I can help you prepare your home and line up the ducks so that you're ready to hit the market at the right time and capitalize at the best possible moment to get the best possible offer. I hope this was helpful for you. God bless you.